Hey everybody, Max here, the Landfather YouTube channel. I'm trying to film at an angle that doesn't really show my baby, which is on my back, but we're just a few minutes out from the big reveal. Bullwinkle's almost here. If there's some audio problems, it might not be my fault. I'm doing my best. I'm a dad first, father of the land as well, but a father of my daughter first and foremost. Might as well take a little video of some of the land I take care of. You'd want to take care of that too, wouldn't you? Look at how pretty it is. All right, here it is. The stupid surprise I've been teasing out all week. Finally got dropped off. And a little bit of excitement. Probably need to rework this gate a little bit. Maybe make a little bit easier approach and angle and everything, but there she is, Bullwinkle. All right, here's another shot at it. This is a 2023 John Deere 333G with an FAE mulch head on it. This is the 150. Severe duty door. There's a few forestry kit items I put on this that I actually have not received yet. The auxiliary hydraulic coupler guard and a seal kit. But otherwise, you know, it's pretty stock. And man, this is a mean looking machine. Look at them teeth. All right, guys. Cat's out of the bag. The surprise is here. I can stop trying to be so cool and cryptic about it. The reason I named this machine Bullwinkle is so the 333G is currently the biggest compact track loader that John Deere makes. And I have a special place in my heart for Moose, which are, I've had the privilege and honor of harvesting one and being a part of harvesting a few more with my dad about an hour north of Quebec City up in Canada. If you've never been moose hunting, I highly recommend it. It is thrilling, and the spoils, the moose meat, some of the best you're ever going to eat. But so moose is the biggest deer. This is the biggest deer John Deere makes. Biggest skid steer John Deere makes. And so I thought it was only fitting to honor both of those things and name it Bullwinkle after that famous cartoon moose. So gonna do a little bit more here. I will be honest, I had much higher hopes for my ability to film this machine getting dropped off. My lovely wife is spending some time with one of her friends tonight in Greenville celebrating her birthday. So happy birthday, and happy birthday, Taylor. And it didn't really work out to film as much as I had hoped of the machine actually getting dropped off. It almost went full goat rope real quick. Almost got the trailer stuck on the way in. So I'm definitely going to have to rework the entrance to my property to accommodate bigger trailers. I need a longer culvert and a bigger turn-in pad before you get into my gate. But hey, I've got the machine to do it, and what a fun little project. I'm sure you guys will see a little bit or way too much of it. So gonna do just a quick little intro, how do you do video, and then get it out there. And man, I keep making content. It might be a bit of a volume game right now. Not really sure how the quality is, but I've had some people tell me that they kind of enjoy it. So that's pretty exciting. And there's definitely a lot more better stuff yet to come. I'm going to have to go ahead and make some apologies for the lighting. It's probably going to be a little washed out or a little dark, just due to the nature of the fact that I had to put my daughter to bed. I had the honor and privilege of watching her this evening, and I don't get to do that a ton. Just me and her, and man, was it special. But so, I mean, this thing is just. I could look at this thing for so long before I even just got tired of just looking at it. I love the way these FAE heads look, and the better part of that is they work really, really well. It's got carbides on it right now, but I actually ordered knives, so I'll get those changed out here pretty soon. Carbides tend to be a little slower, but a lot more durable when hitting rocks and stuff. So I guess having the option to run both of them is probably not the worst thing in the world. I mean, just look at how these things are just, I mean, that's, I don't know if that's half inch. It looks like half inch. It might be 3/8, but it's just, there's no small, delicate parts of any of these machines. I went with Trax because you definitely can get yourself into some situations where wheels, might have a much higher likelihood of getting you stuck. And, I don't think a lot of people run these mulch heads on wheeled machines. I'm sure some people do, but Trax are kind of the standard. They're even kind enough to think, I bet you the people that buy this machine are going to want a chrome tip. I know I do. So there's a lot I have to learn from this machine, about this machine. Candidly, I've never really operated any heavy equipment before. The first time I actually got in a skid steer and drove one around was when I was considering and going through the purchase process. Test drove a few machines. I'll kind of tell the story of how I arrived at the big dog here in another later video when I can get probably a little bit better lighting, and I don't feel like I've got a huge amount of time tonight. But does anybody get it right? I would love to see. I know I've kind of asked for some comments from some people and answer some questions and stuff, but I would love some feedback on is this what anybody expected to get dropped off tonight? I went from a John Deere 1025R, which is one of the smaller tractors they make, certainly the smallest tractor frame, to the biggest skid steer they make. So that's a really big jump. Really excited about learning all the ins and outs of this machine. There's a lot that goes in to how to care for these things properly. Downtime is one of the biggest killers of production when you're doing anything with heavy equipment, and one of the best ways to prevent a whole heck of a lot of downtime is knowing how to take care of your machine and make sure it's serviced regularly and clean. This is the cleanest this machine will ever be, but I am committed to stewarding this asset in a way that honors it. I hate to see nice things get abused, and I will certainly use the crap out of this machine, but I'm going to do my very best to not abuse it. So just a few specs. This is a 100 horsepower machine. It's high flow. It's got 41 gallons a minute of hydraulic fluid coming out of these couplers into this line, which spins the drum in here with all the teeth, and then you introduce it to a tree, and the tree will lose. The tree will lose. this is going to be the main use of this machine, but it will also do a lot of the things I use my tractors for, or I guess I only have one now, tractor, but it's not entirely clear whether or not I'm going to maintain the ownership of that tractor. I'm still kind of deciding whether or not I'm going to sell it. It was and still is part of the plan about where the money's coming from for this, but I do like that machine, and sometimes having two is real nice. So we will see. It does have a backup camera. It's got lights everywhere. This is your DEF tank. This machine does have an emission system on it that requires diesel exhaust fluid. And if you open this up, you've got a diesel fill, which is captured. You can't drop that in the dirt, which really makes a lot of sense. Most machines don't have that feature. This is your oil dipstick. This is your engine oil. This is your hydraulic oil. There's a sight glass that you'll not really be able to see right there, which is a good, visual indicator of what the hydraulic levels are at any given point. Man, if you love machinery and you love big, heavy, powerful things, I mean, this is certainly the most powerful thing I've ever owned and will really have ever sat in the seat of. It definitely feels like the beginning of something, and I'll let you guys in on what that kind of something is here in the future. But for now, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. I'm going to be learning a lot through this whole process, and I'm going to share as much as I can about what I'm learning with all you guys, because I assume there are some other people out there that have an interest in these machines, and I think the amount of information out there about, idiots like me who don't have any experience buying one of those machines, there's not a huge amount of just go to easy to digest information. I'm going to do a whole series on maintenance and how to care for these machines, and also a lot of content around using these teeth to clear property, to make people be able to love their land more by being able to even just walk through it. I mean, upstate South Carolina, there's parts of it that are technically temperate rainforest. I mean, I joke all the time and say we live in a jungle, but it's really not that big of a joke. Stuff grows here fast and thick, and if you don't, maintain your woods to a certain point to where you've got a canopy that's dense enough that kind of keeps the forest floor from getting enough light, I mean, it's tough to walk anywhere in this state that's not cared for. So that's what this is going to be doing. It's going to be caring for land. It's going to be managing land, helping people accomplish their goals with hunting and beautifying property and all sorts of stuff. I don't exactly know everything I'm going to get into, but I know that I'm going to smile the whole time. It's got severe duty door on it. I think I mentioned that already, but that's so, big chunk of wood or something doesn't come flying back and, ruin somebody's day. The cab is fully air conditioned and it's very comfortable, air ride seat and radio, and just it's a place that you really can spend all day and not feel like you're getting that you're just suffering through something. So this is Bullwinkle, and these are his antlers. And there's not a lot of fights this deer ain't gonna win.